Hey mamas, welcome to the beginning section of your postpartum rehabilitation program. I'm really excited to embark on this journey with you, and I do want to give you an introduction into the breath work because it is the foundation of pelvic floor therapy. So please bear with me during this video. It is extremely important, and I really hope that you don't blow past this. I will get to the 5 minutes of breathing with you in the section below, but I really want to explain why we're doing the breathing and how to do it so that way you understand what you're doing, why to do it, and that you feel confident that you're doing it correctly. Because a lot of times I get people in here and like, I don't know, I think I'm doing it. Am I doing it? You tell me. Well, I'm not there to give you feedback. So I'm going to really try to explain it to you and tell you how you can receive feedback yourself. So postpartum, our rib cage is in an expanded state because we had to make space for baby. So postpartum, that rib cage doesn't always narrow down by itself. So we have to encourage this breath mechanism to turn back on again, because if we don't have good rib cage movement, guess what? If the ribs stay wide, abs have a stretch on them. It's hard to heal diastasis when they're getting pulled apart still. And if we don't heal that, we don't heal pressure heaviness, prolapse symptoms, hernia symptoms, leakage symptoms, hemorrhoid symptoms, low back pain, hip pain. So many things can follow just because we didn't get the rib cage to move. And then guess what? Pelvic floor doesn't have good movement because the whole system is off. So I really wanted to just explain the system to you and then teach you how to breathe, and then we'll get to it in the section below. So what I want you to think about is a 360-degree breathing pattern. We've gotten out of saying diaphragmatic breathing because the belly can be over distended and then nothing else moves. So we need to have that rib cage movement, as we talked about, in 360 degree, which means side to side, forward and backwards. So I do have you in different positions because if you're laying on your back, the back of your rib cage is blocked. So we do want to do unilateral breathing. So we're going to have you on your side, we're going to have you on your back, we're going to have you on hands and knees, because hands and knees prepares you for upright. And upright is functional. That's most likely where you're going to have most of your symptoms. So we have to be able to transition this into function. So that's why we start in these different positions lying down, and then we work you into an upright position. So in through the nose is what we're going to think about. We're going to think about expanding the rib cage. Your belly does come up. So we are diaphragmatic breathing. And then the pelvic floor, like a trampoline, is going to drop down. So it does have a give to it. Now, to get the pelvic floor to give, this is the tricky part. And most of my people are like, you want me to do what with my what? So if you can imagine your vaginal opening and anus opening like a flower is blossoming out. Visualization can be very helpful for the brain, okay? So I want you to think that, and if you're like, still say more words, make it make sense. Think about opening as if you're going to pass gas or initiate a bowel movement during your inhale. So that means there is a slight push down on your inhale. You're not bearing down, you're not over bloating and putting all your intra-abdominal pressure down, okay? So we are going to use our hands on your inhale, and I will explain this in the breathing video that's below. But I want you to think about on your inhale opening like you're going to pass gas, all right? So now the air is dispersed low and down, which is going to get pelvic floor to move down. And then on the exhale, that's when we draw it back up to support your pelvic organs, your lumbopelvic region, to support your spine, to help the air expel out of your lungs. We're always going to exhale with exertion. I will never, ever have you hold your breath, okay? So we always want to breathe. If the air is not coming out this hole, it's going to either make a hole or go towards a different hole that we don't want it to go towards. So we have to exhale with the hard part of a movement and exercise, picking up the baby, picking up the laundry basket. You'll hear me say breathing this entire program. It is the foundation, okay? So now going to your exhale, we're going to purse lip breathe. So you are blowing out candles like it's your birthday. So I want you to have an audible, see, it's slow and controlled that way. If you cannot hear your exhale, you are not giving yourself enough resistive breathing to get a good abdominal or pelvic floor activation. Okay, so quiet exhales are not going to be enough. We need to have that pursed lip resistive breathing. So to initiate the exhale, after you start to exhale and blow out air, you are going to imagine a straw going up your vaginal canal, and you are sucking up a smoothie through that straw. Okay, so we're not over clenching at the butt. So that's how you perform a Kegel. So I want you to suck out the smoothie. And then our hands are going to be on the inside of our hip bones, and I'll walk you through this in the video. We're going to feel our abs turn on, your rib cage will come down last. So if you think about zipping a zipper low to high, we are bracing these muscles in a sequential order to get rid of low belly pooch, to turn on the right abdominal muscles to support us, and to help close the diastasis. So we have to brace this low to high instead of turning everything on all at once. And a lot of my people are very common with bracing high to low, meaning they turn their rib cage down, and that actually pushes out your low belly. And we're trying to get rid of low belly pooch, not encourage it. Or a bloated look, right? We want to try to smooth the stomach back out again and just lessen it from feeling so bloated and distended. So this is the breath work that I'm going to encourage you that you do every single day, because we're going to put it into motion and into exercise. So if you don't feel fluid with this, it's going to feel very overwhelming when I'm like, okay, great, now let's zipper up and do an exercise. You're like, wait, I'm still trying to figure out the exhale. So we're going to start now in this 0 to 2 week section, because I do not want you doing strenuous exercise. I don't want you doing anything else in the beginning except the breath work. Nothing should cause you pain, discomfort, agitation, anything like that. This should be very, very gentle, relaxing time in your life. I want you to think 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there. This, again, is a program designed for you to be time efficient. So again, I know this intro is a little bit longer. They all won't be this long, but I really wanted you to grasp the breathing, how to do it, why to do it, and how we're going to implement this into all of the exercises moving forward. So just try to put some intention into this. This is not considered quiet or conversational breathing, meaning you're not going to do this with every single breath. It's intentional. So we do need to focus and pay attention to what the body's doing to build the communication between the brain and the pelvic floor to get it to start turning back on again to truly help us rehab. So again, I can't stress this enough. This is the foundation of where we need to start. We can't miss out on the breathing. So really start to implement this when you're ready for it. So you might need a week to just bond with your baby, get home. That's okay. If you're starting this, when you're not 0 to 2 weeks postpartum, and maybe you're 6 months postpartum, but you wanted to start with the beginner section, again, I only want you focused on your breathing these 2 weeks. Okay, so wherever you are in your postpartum journey, we're starting with 2 weeks of breath work, and then we're going to start to increment, and you'll see that I'm putting this into more and more movement. So it's really important. Get to feeling comfortable with this breath work, because you're going to hear me say it a lot. All right, let's go to the next section and let's put it into motion.